Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is John and this is your Modern Tech Breakdown. Today I'm looking at a little bit more evidence that DeepSeek is not the breakthrough technology that its creators claimed. Let's jump into it. Alright, so it's been a few weeks since DeepSeek hit the scene in a big way and completely upset the tech community and Wall Street, and I thought I'd take the opportunity to go back on this story and take a look at what new evidence has surfaced about this supposed breakthrough in AI training efficiency. And as you may have expected, there are a few more indicators that the initial story around DeepSeek was not all that factual. First up, we have a comment from the leader of Google's AI efforts, Demis Hassabis, about DeepSeek. Here's a clip.
Look, first thing to say is it's a very impressive model, a very impressive piece of work. I think the team is probably the best team that I've seen come out of China. So that said, I think a lot of the claims are exaggerated and a little bit misleading. So first of all, when you report how much it costs to do a training run, they seem to report just their final training run, which is actually a fraction of the cost it normally takes to explore and train and do all the tests beforehand before you do your final run. So we think that's been sort of underestimated. And then the other thing is they seem to have relied on some Western models to distill from or to basically fine-tune against the outputs of. So you have to sort of factor that cost in as well. And then finally, it's an impressive piece of work, but we don't see any silver bullet new technologies or techniques that we hadn't seen before or hadn't invented before. They've just applied it very well. So it's impressive, but it isn't some new outlier on the efficiency curve. For example, Gemini is more efficient than DeepSeek in terms of its training to performance or its cost to performance. We just don't talk about that very much, but it's actually more efficient on the Pareto frontier of cost to performance.
And also, here's a quote from the CEO of Anthropic, Dario Amodei. When asked about DeepSeek's training optimization claims, he said, quote, "I think it's just not accurate and not based on facts." Now, to be fair, I'll point out that both of these CEOs are competing with DeepSeek, so it's in their interest to throw some cold water in their direction. But I have found a few more pieces of evidence that I didn't cover in my first video on this topic that indicate to me that DeepSeek may simply be a copy of ChatGPT. Apparently, if you ask DeepSeek about its API, it'll respond with details about OpenAI's API. That's rather interesting to me. Also, some people have pointed out that there's similarities in DeepSeek's UI compared to OpenAI's UI. You can be the judge on that. To me, there's only so many ways to display a prompt box. I don't think this is conclusive, but it is interesting. And lastly, you may remember that Nvidia's stock price took a beating when this news came out. Well, it appears to have recovered a pretty decent amount of its previous price before the news came out. And similarly, you can see that the public interest in DeepSeek has waned a bit, depicted by this Google Trends chart. So I think those facts indicate to me that the public has somewhat made up its mind that DeepSeek was not quite the huge breakthrough that they claimed it was. And now that we are a few weeks away from the overhyped headlines about this, I think it's safe to assume that DeepSeek's innovations weren't quite as earth-shattering as they were purported to be. But what do you think? Leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.